My Gavanen Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galadrithan, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on as canned. Everything's a bit bloody rubbish at the moment, isn't it? So let's try and take our mind off of it for 30 minutes or so with some blessed destruction of Rune and Dorwinion. The Winelands have been flaunting their wealth, their prosperity, their peace for far too long. And we are here to show them that actually we don't all side with Sauron in the east, but what we do is like to ravage and pillage the places that seemingly don't have any problems. So we're going to hit Dorwinion hard. Last time we very successfully fought them off at Zanzia, which is fantastic. A part of their army is now with Admiral Erland hiding away in the ship, but hardly anything remains. Vine Lord Ingmar is their last hope, and what I am going to do is not attack him because it gives him a bridge battle, but instead I'm going to sit in and around Zanzia on the hope that he will rise up and attack me. Although I'd really like to move there, but it just won't let me. There we go. Right, we can't rise up and attack him because we will die, but we can stand there and we'll wait. If it has to go down to the 6 turns or whatever it is, then so bloody be it. We will stall him on the walls of Zanzia as our forces rally and reunite in Zanrisa and Zan Anust, where actually, look, Zanrisa is ready to go. Very ready to go. Send them forth, my friends.
The sun sets on today's journey.
Some corrections, and I'm grateful to all of you who have commented because it's helpful for me to build a picture. Number one, The War of the Rohirrim is not a series. It is apparently going to be a film. It's also not made by Amazon. It is Warner Brothers / New Line Cinema, which is Warner Brothers, cashing in on their age-old property and piggybacking off of the hype being generated by Amazon. Which I did not know, so now I do. So that's interesting news. The garrison here in Ostenaru is going to have to remain strong and stalwart, because once we kick off war with Rune, we need to hit Dorthalu, and we need to hit Varfest. And this army is going to do it. So Warlord Orash, who's currently just roaming around wasting himself building towers, which may seem like a waste of his power, and it is absolutely a waste of his potential, but it is serving a purpose. He is going to lead the southern assault. We're going to sweep the rug from underneath Rune, but Mordor will certainly side with Rune, and they will flood out of the gate for us. So we have to watch out for that. We might be able to get... No, Mordor. The AI, as you've all pointed out, the AI in 99.9% of times... The AI sides with the defender if 2 of its allies go to war. Alright, for now then, I think that's all we can do. I think Dorwinion probably will attack. I'm fairly convinced that that is actually Dorwinion's last settlement on the Isle of Nabur. I don't think they have anything else anywhere else. So we'll have to wait and see. But for now, end the turn and let's plough through. We will bring war upon Dorwinion. We sued Dorwinion for peace some time ago, and they didn't accept it. So we decided we would fight on, and we've crushed them now wholly. So if they come for peace now, they will not be getting any. But Ingmar does have quite the army. But remember, we're defending again, and so this is almost certainly going to be a victory for us. Not one of us will fail to give all in a battle. End of Dragons releases on Monday if you're playing Guild Wars 2. Brace yourselves ready for that. You're not going to see it on the channel, but if you play it, get ready to play it. And then at some point in the next couple of weeks, Sauron will be coming to you all. Right. Cavalry. Oh, we have so little cavalry. You're going to be useless this time. To the gates. To the gates, damn it. Oh, for goodness sake. I've had some absolutely delightful comments on my trailer discussion video over these past few days, and then just a classic of people that despise me is to then go through other videos and comment on those as well. But I am now being told, because it's news to me, that I am a leftist woke shill. So there we are. Some people just love being angry at things. Look, we've got hardly any of these as well. You guys, your aim here is to stay alive as long as possible. And in fact, actually having you on the wall is not a good idea. Oh, come off of the wall, thank you. Oh, they're never going to... I'll move them in a second. I'll keep you on the wall, don't mind that, but we'll bring you off. Let the siege tower just take the wall, that's not a problem. We're not going to be able to destroy the siege tower. Someone needs to go on the wall, now that I've said that out loud. Maybe the javelin troops, because you don't have very many javelins. Yeah, you go on the wall. Right, we've got some archers. Archers don't go on the wall, actually. Come behind the line there. You guys can stay up on... That's not a problem. Right, and that's everyone. Spearmen! You go over there, and you go over there. Right, and cavalry. Cavalry, cavalry. All of the cavalry. Oh, they're miles away. They're coming from right behind. Getting the cavalry out isn't that important. Because the cavalry we've got in the city is rubbish. But getting the cavalry in from our reinforcements is very important. It's going to have to sprint because we can't... we need it at the front line immediately. We need it there now. Similar...
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the invaders.
This is a battle of attrition again. Just make them pay for every single inch they try to take. Bunker them down. I can't do this entire video without mentioning it. This whole video feels so tone deaf is the word I would say. I just cannot not mention it. I desperately wanted to not mention the current events of the world going on right now, but it feels so just, as I say, tone deaf and insensitive to be doing a video about killing a people who have been beaten back, when quite literally that is what is happening in the world as we speak. Now, I know there are wars in the world all the time, and you're going to say, oh, it's so hypocritical, but when it actually happens in Europe, it's a little closer to home for us. It's easy to not be thinking of the woes and trials and tribulations of far-flung nations. That's just human nature. We are tribal. We aren't bothered about what's happening to the tribe 3 hills over. We're worried about the one in the valley 1 valley over. That is human nature. And it just feels so wrong to be talking about wiping all of these people out. It's just... I just feel like I need to at least say that. And I absolutely, without any shred of concern or fear at all, support everything that the Ukrainians are doing. And my thoughts really are with all of you. And not that anyone in Ukraine is watching this right now. Why would you? But for the little part that it can play, I feel I have to say that. Because it would just be wrong to not mention it. It would be wrong. I've come to that decision. I've been thinking about it all day, knowing that I was going to be recording today. Anywho, let's turn our attention to our defense. There's no point dwelling on it. This video is not going to change it, is it? So let's focus on what we can do. Defeating Dorwinion. Now, annoyingly, I didn't really pay attention to the start there, and they've brought 2 of their best units to take our walls, so they're going to die. But if we can get the cavalry round in time, and it seems like that's what we've managed to do. Are the Wind Riders over here already? Oh, yes, they are. Fantastic. Ah, yes, Wind Riders. Shut down those Morroquendi Sentinels.
Curse the sun that shines on our
Hit those Thorn Riders for me. Defensive mode. Don't be in defensive, sorry, be in skirmish. Be in skirmish. Right, you go around the back there. And you're the Marauders, aren't you? You come forward. Alright, let's hit these bloody elves. Damn right they attack. Here we are. What are you going to do about it? There were 60-something of them. We killed about 5 in the charge. So bad. It's abysmal. This is Vine Lord Ingemar leading this army as well. Oh, those are Vintnercourt Knights. Those aren't even the Paladins. I thought he'd sent the Paladins. He hadn't. Who is currently engaged in fighting over there? Oh, no, that's right. Fight off those Thorn Riders, that's fine. Are our archers into the city yet? Oh, they're streaming through, but they're not there. Get the archers into the middle. If for nothing else, will cause a slog in the enemy. Right, let's, on that vein, pull the spearmen back. Archers, stop firing. Turn a face. Pull out of your charge. Let's get the archers up. Come and use up all your arrows. Everything you've got, hit those. Wind Riders. Oh, good. They've got them down to 30.
Our thrice cursed foes are attacking our gates with rams.
Yeah, I know they're attacking our gates with rams, but we have got a contingency. We're going to put the archers throughout the city. We will make them pay for every inch. It really is Darwinian's last gasp. So if we can
Enemy's
really
ram is
make
through
them
our
pay.
gates.
Oh, bucket the rams through. Right, hold this line. Hold this line. Be ready. They're about to change their tactics up quite drastically, and we're about to see a lot of troops come flooding in. But if you can bring down the high paladins as much as you're able. I'm not too worried about cavalry getting through. And you guys, you're just going to hold. You're going to be the front line because it's the guys in the back. Yes, they're coming in. They're streaming in. Why don't we have a gate on this side? Who thought that was a good idea? Get me on the blower to the architect of this castle because I've got a few words to say to him, and they are strong words, I tell you. And maybe a firmly worded letter will need to follow suit afterward as well, because at the moment this is disgraceful. Right, once you're in one position, flood the enemy. Hit the gates with everything you've got. Oh, you guys died. Oh, that's a shame.
The enemy have the walls.
Shoot whatever you like
Drive
out there,
them
that's not a
back.
problem. Our archers are still coming through. The gate has really thrown them for a loop. They don't know how to deal with that, do they? But we have got more cavalry archers coming through, and we've got some Variagle lancers on their way. And we will stand and we will fight. We will never surrender. They've got Avari shadows inside the city. You bastards. We've got to be able to kill at least one or two of them, surely. And then you guys at the back there, are you in
The
position as
enemy
well?
are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Get those vineyard bowmen. Who is peppering me from the back there? Yeah, hit those Avari shadows. Right, is our cavalry archers, are they in position? Oh, the high paladins are basically out. Ah, fantastic. Let's swarm them. Let's kill Ingomar. Alright, you block their assault. There, good. Stop them getting to Ingomar's support. That's absolutely bizarre. The AI has decided that their Vine Lord, the leader of their people, is not worthy
Cut off
of
the
life.
serpent's head. The enemy
Idiots.
general is slain. Let's see how these snakes fight without their head.
Right, they've killed their own general. Always good to see. So the battle outside the city is won, but now it's a slog through what's left inside the bloody thing. Our arrows are firing, but they're not really claiming any lives, are they? Well, they've got a few of the Avari shadows dead. I think this is going to be one where we end up having cavalry in the streets, which is just not ideal. Cavalry in the streets always ends badly, but if we can start a rout, I think we'll get a knock-on effect here because of how, because the death of
For
their
the moment,
faction leader.
the fickle smile of fortune shines upon us. Pray, this is a portent of a victory.
Oh, Avari Naharim have come outside to see what the commotion is. Oh, I've just charged 2 units that are from the supporting force. Morroquendi Sentinels never went inside either. That's interesting. Right, you kill those Avari Naharim, and once you're out of arrows, charge them. Oh, that's why, isn't it? The elves have run out of arrows.
They attack!
They attack! It's just hit me, because I just mentioned it in the video. Why does... And explain like I'm 5, if you would. Or just explain the general reasoning behind it. Why would my saying that the Amazon series should be judged when it's released and not on the trailer, why is that opinion make me a leftist? And I mean that genuinely. I'm not trying to be snide or sarcastic. I can't place a link. I'd welcome your opinion. Aha! The cavalry's in the city. Yes. Kill what you can. I think it's about time we just flood the buggers, isn't it? Everyone who has a sword to hand, run at the enemy. It's those Regent Bowguard and Spearguard that are going to be the problem. But remember, they attacked us, so the timer is in our favour. And in fact, actually, if we just let our units abandon the walls... Whether you die to do that, I honestly don't mind. But if you could just get off the walls for a second... Kill those Naharim. We're dying to our own towers, aren't we?
Victory is well within our grasp. In time, our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Right, here's the plan. Absolutely everyone we have is just charging in because I think they are actually routing now. And our towers have started shooting them again. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Oh, yeah, look how over it is. 98% plays with 40 or something. Something is alive somewhere, though, that means they've not lost yet. And it's whatever that is by the looks of it. Oh, one Vintner Court Knight. Oh,
We
it's
run like children. Victory is ours.
yes.
This victory both righteous and well deserved.
117 Vareg Nobles. Now, it's probably worthwhile just briefly mentioning Warhammer 3, and I'll touch on it again, but Warhammer 3, in short, I was really hoping that Warhammer 3 would give the channel some momentum behind Warhammer-related videos, and some people might enjoy watching that, and it might give a valid alternative to Divide and Conquer videos for the foreseeable future. Because we've covered almost every single Divide and Conquer faction now, and I have absolutely no idea when version 5 is going to release. So it's a contingency plan. I want to do something closely related that I enjoy, that we can all watch together and enjoy until my time with YouTube dries up, whenever that may be, years into the future. And I was very, very disappointed to see that, sadly, as I feared, because I am unfortunately mediocre at these Total War games, that is just... It is not enough on the strength of personality alone to carry the videos. And I appreciate there are a great many of you that watch the Warhammer videos and probably loved them and thought this is fantastic. But they have not done anywhere near as well as I needed them to in order to divert my attentions into them. Oh, Darwinian just died. Rune got Nabur. Oh, that explains so much. They didn't have any more towns left.
Yes, noble.
Oh, well, that was a bit of a...
Yes.
Almost anticlimactic.
Setting a watch here.
So yes, Warhammer 3 has not done anywhere near as well as I was really hoping and really rather needed it to be a viable alternative to Divide and Conquer.
At once.
So, but I find myself in an interesting position because I really, really enjoy playing Warhammer 3 and I have thoroughly enjoyed recording it, despite all the naysayers telling me how absolutely useless I am. If any of you ever decide to get into YouTube, be prepared for everything and anything you do to be torn apart by everybody who watches it. The Warhammer videos have resulted in just a near non-stop slew of comments telling me how bad I am. So be ready. If you ever do anything YouTube related, be ready for everyone to tell you that you are rubbish and you should stop doing it. Because that is what happens. Anyway, that aside, Warhammer hasn't done particularly well. So I'm at a crossroads at the moment as to whether or not I'm going to bother continuing it under the knowledge that hardly anyone's going to watch it. Now, I've always said, and I will say again now, I don't do YouTube for the money. YouTube does pay me a little bit of money, but nothing. It is a shade compared to my actual job, and I've never been in it for the money. I'm not in it to make YouTube a career. I've mentioned that before. I'm not going to labour the point. But I still would like people to actually watch what I do. Because the channel has achieved a moderate level of success, I don't really want to do videos that only 1,000 people are going to watch, when my average videos are watched by between sort of 6,000 to 8,000 people. Because then I'm putting in I'm doing a load of stuff that no one's going to see. If no one's going to watch it, I might as well just play it on my own. And so I'm at a crossroads with Warhammer where I really would like to continue it because I really enjoy playing it, but hardly anyone is watching it. So I am torn apart in regards to that. I am quite disappointed, to be honest, because I really was hoping that it would be the catalyst to create just some interest in something that isn't Divide and Conquer, and it just has not proven to be that way. And the common theme that I'm seeing from the comments that I get is, in essence, people aren't interested because I'm not very good. And that is their fundamental problem. They don't want to watch someone who struggles their way through. I know there's a great many of you that do comment and do say, I love Galu's channel because he isn't amazing at the games. It's nice to actually see a story created through the way he plays. It's nice to see someone who doesn't just blitz through the whole campaign in 10 minutes, get bored and move on to the next one. But for all of you that mentioned that, there are probably 10 people who say, well, this guy's rubbish. I'm not going to watch him. And they don't comment. They just don't watch. And that's the problem. So I am at a crossroads, as it were, in terms of the channel. And I only mention that because I really am very keen on getting the lore videos back. And I have already, as I've said many times now, started work on the first one of those. So it's just a case of making sure that my efforts are being put to the right location, that my time and energy is being spent in the right places. So that's where, at the moment, Warhammer... I want to continue Warhammer, but I need to just approach how I'm going to actually do it. Possibly just wait for at least this week while I'm doing Canned, and next week we'll do Reunited Kingdom. And then I think the plan will probably just be to have Warhammer run in the background, but it will never be the focus. And that, I know, is a catch-22. In order to make more of you watch the Warhammer videos, Warhammer should become the content of the channel for quite a while. It should be, say, maybe a month of just dedicated Warhammer videos. That would then probably spur YouTube in a little bit to spread those videos a little wider and more people might see them. But equally, there's a risk that if no one does and the numbers don't change, then I've spent a month doing something that no one has watched. And I will look back on that month and think that was a complete waste of time. I should have just stuck with Dac. We could have all had fun with Dac. And I wouldn't have shedded some viewers who are here only for Dac, who are then like, oh, this guy's not doing Dac anymore. I'm out. So it's you're juggling. You're juggling a lot of different balls. But I think the best course of action, because I think we just need to accept that Warhammer will always be very... unpopular on the channel. Unpopular maybe isn't the right word, but it's not going to be the focus for many of you. You're all here for Lord of the Rings, or primarily you're all here for Dac. I've left Dac, but many of you have stayed because I still cover Dac, and many of you were here for the lore videos, and they still do reasonably well in terms of views, and that's nothing better. That's what I want. I don't care about the minor fiscal benefits of YouTube. It's nice when I put out a video and say 10,000 people watch it. It gives a feeling. That's the rush that we're chasing. And even 10,000 is mediocre, let's be honest, but 10,000 does me just fine. And so that's the aim. But I think the plan will be that I will continue with the Kislev campaign of Warhammer 3 because I want to play Warhammer. And so I might as well record it for those of you that do enjoy it. The Warhammer overviews, I want to continue them as well, but they're going to have to be as and when I get a spare moment type videos. So that's Warhammer in a nutshell. Turning our mind back to this one, Shahryar is going to go and hit Dorthalu. Our faction heir is going to hit Varfest. And the army in Zanzia is going to be retooled, respect, and it's going to hit Lest. And in 3 swift turns, we're going to take a lot of Rune's borders down. Mordor will absolutely break their alliance with me, which doesn't mean they'll go to war with me, but they will probably then eventually go to war with me. But the hope is that they've got so many enemies that they won't, that they will leave me alone. But Rune is an enemy we don't see very often on the channel, and I am happy to attack Rune. Once we've then got a few more regions and a bit more money under our belt, then I think we will form up an expeditionary force, which will just cross the river and start tempting Dale and Erebor. But I'm thinking in the long run here. I know we're already 100 turns in, but if we attack Rune, it will weaken their northern border. Their northern armies will fall to Dale and Erebor, which means we will then fight stronger Dale and Erebor, which is what we want. Challenge, difficulty. That's what we seek in Divide and Conquer. And that's what I seek in all the games I play. I don't like washover games. I just don't like ones that have cheesy mechanics. That's the other point as well, is I've pre-recorded all of the Battle for Middle-earth episodes, because I did that last week when I was off work. And I've put the latest one has gone up. And again, there's 2 or 3 comments of people just saying, Gallo, it's a slog because you're rubbish at the game. You just think like, oh, yes, I know. I've said that. You don't have to constantly remind me that I'm rubbish at the game. Oh, dear. My fragile ego apparently cannot take it. When I was younger, I would certainly say I had a fragile ego. And it's certainly something I still fight with even now. But it's less of a fragile ego problem and more just like, oh, God, it's like the 10th comment telling me I'm rubbish. Like, choose a new word from the playbook, guys. Why are we queuing up? It's already building something. And a grain exchange. We can get the Inquisitor's Watch. Did you see that? The Inquisitor's Watch will give us Temple Wards and Temple Marksmen. We will be able to strike out soon. Right, what we do want to do is replace the crap units, though. So you're all going to stay. We've got Nomad Cavalry there. We're going to get rid of them for Variag. The Variag is the next tier up and produces some of our finer units. With the Great Hall, I think we can then get our best units. It requires a blacksmith. Ah. We've only got a leather worker. And we're going for a port, which we don't really need. Particularly now that we're going to be breaking the alliance with... Yeah, they're going to take 3 turns each. Yeah, no, start building the leather worker. Let's get that up. Let's get some elites out there. You're going to be our front line. Zana Noose. What is stopping you? A blacksmith as well. Get me my blacksmith then, sirs. And then we'll get the barracks there as well, because you can also recruit the same, can't you? Yeah. And then we get our best units, the elite.
How may I serve?
The Brotherhood.
Orders.
How
may I serve?
Let's leave behind
may
the
I
2
serve?
nomads.
We march.
So you're going to move out.
Orders.
Similarly here, you're going to be a garrison
I
unit, I
serve?
think. Khan Arkish is going to lead the army, so Abadai, I
Yes,
might leave you as
noble
governor.
master.
Have we got any spare governors anywhere? Margos?
Profound honor.
What are you doing? He's walking through our lands. He's practically begging us to kill him. Oh, someone keep tabs on Margos. Someone keep tabs on Margos.
Yes, noble master.
No, keep building
At
towers
once.
then. You have more
Setting a
movement
watch
range than
here.
anyone in our army, so you can
Setting
get as
a
far
watch
away as
here.
possible and come back. That's not a
Noble
problem.
one. Setting a
Oh, our
watch
regions
here.
actually like us now. That's always nice. Give yourself a bit more of a garrison there, guys. Let's not have nothing.
Yes, noble master.
Dol Guldur might break their alliance as well. Dol Guldur, what are your thoughts? They're not allied to Rune. Ah, good. So we need to make that. We need to make war on Rune as quickly as possible. Also, that could really do with more forces, couldn't it? That's not a particularly strong army. Oh, but then you two could merge together and the survivors of you will walk on. That's not a problem. Why don't we then send Shahryar against Varfest, because he's got the stronger
Tomorrow's
army.
journey awaits.
And maybe we'll swap it out. So Shahryar, you're going to take the Ostenaru garrison, or Orash, you take the
Tomorrow's journey
main army
awaits.
and move south there.
We move at first light.
And you've got 2 turns until you're good to go. It's 3 on that. Well, the barracks is a long way off. That's not a problem. All right, hit the N10 again. What's Margos going to do? You going to run away, Margos, or are you going to let me kill you? I'd love to be able to bring down their Khan straight away. That's fantastic. He has a custom bodyguard, if memory serves, doesn't he? Getting him killed off then would be ideal. Ideal. Tickle them more. That's been on my head so much since I've seen that video. You need to tickle their balls a little bit. Tickle them more. We're going to kill Khan Margos. He's walked closer and further into our realm. What is he thinking? What are you thinking, Margos? Well, I suppose why would they think we're going to backstab them? We've set it up so perfectly. Our ambush will come, and they will be surprised. Right. Do you actually have an army ready to go there?
We move.
We save the fine noble one.
How may
Noble
I
one?
serve? Orders. Orders.
Bringing the troops
Oh, that's almost
together.
all cavalry. Look at that. In fact, it
Yes,
is all
noble
cavalry,
master.
bar 2 ground forces. Jesus. There hasn't been a more important time for you to get more ground forces then. So if we take those 3,
An honor to
then we've
serve.
got room for 4 more. So we're training those 3. I suppose the Barun Ray Hunters then, maybe. That's probably the best bet. And you don't need all 4 of you then.
How may I serve?
You guys just sit in the fort. Let's get free upkeep.
Your money is all. Yes, noble master.
Oh, you're a merchant.
Assalamu alaikum, friend. Let us trade.
Yes, my master.
Ah.
Years are yours.
Mawalaikum salam, friend. Mawalaikum salam. What else are we needing? Where's the city over here?
As
Let's
you
find
will.
it.
As you will. As you
Enmahath! No garrison at all. Oh, it's all gonna hot
Yes,
up, isn't it?
noble master.
Right, your army is going to go
How
on
may I
without you
serve?
to the borders of Varfest. Shahryar,
Honor to serve.
you are coming down to
Yes.
Dorthalu. Oh wow, you can move far. Goodness gracious, that's a long old stretch, isn't it? Why does Ostenary dislike me so much? Oh, it doesn't dislike me, but it's got no culture.
My lord.
Are you going to hate me if I leave just the step archers?
We
Oh, no,
move.
that's alright.
Orders.
Alright, you join Shahryar.
We march.
Zankija, you've got way too many
How may I
troops.
serve? We
I know
march.
they're only chaff, but even chaff will
rest
do in
here
just this
until
initial
dawn.
invasion. Oh no, don't build that. Build me the mines. They might not be fantastic, but they're still mines at the end of the day.
How may I serve?
And
Noble one.
Orash.
At once.
Alright, Kitaj
Tomorrow's journey
Udishi.
awaits.
Zanrisa, how are we doing on the army? Oh, in one turn. You're the ones that are going to capture Khan at Margos. Yes. Oh, it's all coming up trumps, isn't
We
it?
march.
Free upkeep there. And we do have a Jara, of course, but a Jara at the moment is a backwater hole. I'd like roads once you've got that market up.
Yes, noble master.
All right. Where you going, Margos? Where is Margos going? That really is a better question. Why is he wandering around in our realm? Is he heading back to Runic Heartlands or not? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. We will start the invasion by killing him. He will retreat almost certainly when we attack him. But we will push in and we will get him. Where's he gone? He's gone further south. Oh, he's gone further south. We're going to need to garrison Zanrisa, though, because Rune might come across the river there. And remember, Rune has naval dominance at the moment. So our forces and our shores, more importantly, are not secure. We must bunker down. Oh, Western Osgiliath's been rebuilt. Arkishla has built some chicken farms, so they're going to be on their way to upgrading. And Brown Boat got a public fountain. That's everything it can get.
An honor to serve.
How may I serve? We move.
Yes, noble master.
Orders. How may I serve? We march.
They're moving all of their troops away. They're just... He moves so far.
We
Goodness.
move at first
Your movement
light.
speed is fantastic. Right, Zanrisa. Let's kill him with cavalry.
How may I serve? How may we march?
Because they can chase him down.
We rest
I don't
here
think we need a
until
general. No, we want to keep the general up there because, as I say, we need to govern. We need to defend this. Cavalry not as useful in city defences, so if you could start preparing to be our defensive northern point. 6,000. Less than half of what I'd hoped for.
How may I? As you will.
As you
Marching our
will.
armies.
More cavalry available. Oh, look, we can swap those two out for those two. Good. How are we doing financially? Still making good money.
Fair winds to
Even
you.
with the armies all out and about. Excellent. Right, we'll go one more turn, and then I will end this, and we will start the war with Rune then in the live stream on Saturday mornings. Oh, that's nice. It gets to turn 100. How fitting. And then, yes, live streaming on Saturday morning. It will be sometime between 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning GMT. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. GMT. At some point in there, I will start live streaming. And it'll go on for an hour and a half, as it often does. And you are welcome to come along and join. Ask any questions that you might have. Please feel free. Let's talk about anything you want to talk about. And the floor will very much be yours. And we will begin our invasion of Rune. The calm before the storm. I think I've used that title in almost every Let's Play we've ever done, so I'm not sure that we should go with that name again, really.
Yes,
It gets a bit
noble-
How
overused
may I
after a while,
serve?
doesn't it?
We march.
An honor to serve. Bringing the troops together.
Oh, Margos is heading down there.
Orders. We march.
Badger his every step.
Our alliance shall stand all tests.
Oh, he doesn't know, does he? I should think about 17 times, what?
As you will. Warming up to
Oh, Khan Margos. Would
noble
that you
master.
knew.
At
Would
once.
that you could see.
An honor to serve.
But it will come. His death will come. Nomad
How
Warriors.
may I serve?
You head back.
Orders.
Do we want Nomad Warriors? Yeah, we've got more than enough Cavalry Archers, haven't we? Cavalry Archer,
How may I
Cavalry Archer,
serve?
Cavalry Archer, Cavalry
Orders.
Archer, Cavalry Archer.
Orders.
No, let's send a ground
Yes,
infantry unit
noble
back.
master.
Send back the Nomad
How
Axemen.
may I serve? We march.
I'd swap them out for these two, happily. The only hole in our defence is Ijara, which is almost certainly going to fall. Can you throw just some troops at it for me? Just some roadblocks, as it were. Let's put Belgium over here.
We rest here until dawn.
Right.
An honor to serve. Yes, noble master.
Right, that's your lot then, I think. Fantastic. We're primed and ready. We'll probably go another turn, because of course we need Orash to get to Varfest, which will happen on the next turn, actually. Where's our
Yes,
diplomat?
my
He's
master.
ready to tell the Enmahath garrison that they are to be attacked. And then
How
we'll
may I
hit
serve?
Khan Margos, we'll hit Dorthalu, hit Varfest, hit Lest, sweep Rune's power away from them in one fell sweep. Our southern armies will then move east, converging on Enmahath, whilst Khan Arkish moves
Yes,
to Mistrand.
noble master.
We will then pin Rune in here at the gap between the sea and the edge of nothingness. The void beyond, and we will hold and we will win. and victory will be ours. But until then, I do hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. I hope that you can find some light in this absolute darkness, and I hope that it doesn't affect you too badly. And if there is any chance at all that any of you are from Ukraine, I cannot begin to fathom what you're going through, and my thoughts absolutely are with you and all of your people at this time. But until we speak again, dear friends, Nevar Neden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.